Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Normally we would have a top 5, but this time we're going to do a top 10 worst things to do in Terraria. For some of you out there, think of this as a great way to refine your gameplay by using these subtle tips, and hopefully they'll be able to improve your performance. Either way, let me know what you think down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Now, this first point is toward PC users. You shouldn't have potions on your hotbar. The reason, hotkeys already exist for the keyboard, so it makes using potions much more easier for buffs and healing purposes. Having potions on the hotbar just eats away at space that you could use for other things, such as tools, weapons, magic items, even torches. So there are a lot of good things you could have in those spots instead of potions. This leads us to our next point for PC users. You shouldn't be not using your hotkeys because, again, they make everything so much more simple. You can press H for healing potions, you can press B to use your buffs, which include Iron Skin, Endurance, even your food. It's just so much more simpler to have one key press activate all those options for you instead of just going through and activating them one at a time. You can press the J key to activate your mana potions, you can press the E key to activate your hook when you need it. So there's a lot of options you can use that will make your gameplay go a little bit smoother. Moving on to our next point, do not forget about the piggy bank and save. These are two really great storage options you can use that will cut back on clutter in your backpack. A lot of times I am very guilty of this. It's very easy for our backpacks to get filled while we're out adventuring and fighting mobs and bosses. Using the piggy bank and safe, we're allowed to store more items instead of having to go back and drop things off or sell them to the NPCs either way. The piggy bank only costs 1 gold and you just need a table to sit it on to use it, while the safe costs 20 gold and can be obtained from the merchant once Skeletron has been defeated. And as of the latest patch for Terraria, you can also get the Defender Forge from the Tavern Keep for 75 Defender coins. This has separate storage from the piggy bank and safe, so you can store even more items. Our next point is, you shouldn't underestimate the power of food. By buffing all your stats and increasing your defense, movement speed, and attack power, this really should be a no-brainer, especially for those harder fights. You can easily craft food, you could get it during the holiday season like right now, or you could purchase the pho or pad thai from the traveling merchant when he stops by, as well as cooking fish that you'd get during fishing. So there really are a lot of options you can use to get food. If you're using extra storage for your inventory, then there should be no reason why you don't have a little bit of food in your pack anyway, because you never know when you're going to need it. It should also be noted that ale and sake are considered food, but at the same time they do have negative drawbacks. By giving you the tipsy debuff, it will increase your melee abilities, but unfortunately it will lower your defense. So that's something you'll have to think on if it's worth a trade. Our next point, you shouldn't restrict yourself to one class, especially in pre-hard mode. Unless you're doing a class challenge, pre-hard mode is pretty wide open, so you're not really restricted to one single class, and this is a great time to go out and experiment to find some things you'd like to use down the road. As a matter of fact, you're not even really restricted to a class in early hard mode, as you can change things around and switch things up. But later on, you'll probably be forced to choose between one of the several classes. So use your time wisely, use some weapons you may not have used before, and see what your favorite might be. By choosing to do one class, you kind of take several parts of the game away from yourself and not enjoying it as much as you could. But if you're doing a class challenge, it's understandable and continue to do your own thing. It should be stated though, by the time you get to Plantera, you should have a pretty good idea of what class you're going to go with toward the end game. That's usually where the intensity really starts to pick up. Another thing you shouldn't do is sticking your NPCs just anywhere. Early off in the game, it doesn't really matter where you place your guide, where you place your mechanic, or merchant, or goblin tinkerer. NPCs like the Witch Doctor will give you more variety when they're in certain biomes. For instance, the Witch Doctor will give you better things to buy, like the Leaf Wings or the Hercules Beetle, and even the Tiki Totem. The Pirate NPC will sell you more items when he's located in the beach biome, the Parrot Cracker for instance. And then there's the Steampunker, who will sell you very different versions of the gel for the Contaminator depending upon which area she's located in. If she's in a normal area, the gel is green. If she's in Crimson, it's red. Corruption, purple. Hallowed, blue. So sometimes it pays off by experimenting a little bit and seeing which NPCs do what in certain areas. The next thing you shouldn't forget about is the light pets in the game. Right now for Terraria 1.344, we have currently 6 light pets that are available. The Shadow Orb or the Crimson Heart, depending upon what evil you get in your world, are probably going to be the earliest ones you can get. They're not that great, but they do help some. Later on down the road, you can get Wisp in a Bottle, which is probably, in my opinion, the best light source, as the light is really bright. But overall, these light pets can make your life a little bit easier by maybe relying less on torches, or especially if you run out of torches and you have no light nearby. They don't take up a pet slot, so that way you can still have a regular pet out with the light pet next to your side. They're infinitely reusable, they cost no mana, and they remain indefinitely until you switch them out or you just take them off. Either way, you can't argue with free light. Next point, you shouldn't forget about reforging. You have the ability to get the Goblin Tinkerer very early, and one of the most important things it offers, item reforging. Those prefixes make a big difference, not only for weapons, but accessories as well. Weapons may be a little bit more expensive depending upon what you use, but accessories can be a big chunk too. By putting Warding, you can get more defense out of your accessories. By getting Menacing, you can get more damage. Lucky will give you more critical strike chance. But overall, these prefixes give you the opportunity to really push your gameplay. And in some boss battles, this can be a very big difference. Yeah, it does kind of stink that it costs some gold, especially later in the game where it costs a lot, but it's definitely worth it. So if you have to go out and farm a little, yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but don't short yourself on the greatness you might get. Our next point is, don't forget the stock torches. Now, we've already talked about the light sources previously. Why are we talking about torches now? Well, that's a very good question, because in early game, again, you can get the Crimson Heart or the Purple Orb. They don't offer you the best of light, so there will be times where you will need torches. By using wood and gel, they're very easy to create, and if you're feeling lazy, you can go to the merchant and you buy them very cheap as well. So in a way, there's kind of no excuse why you shouldn't have enough torches. You could probably get 2 full stacks of torches very cheaply. It's pretty fair to say the worst thing that happens is when you go exploring and you have no light and have to return, or go find more resources to make more. And for our last point, we're going to go back to the Goblin Merchant and say, don't forget to purchase the Tinkerer's Workshop. This is a very helpful item. Not only can you make cool accessories, but you can also save on inventory space in the process. This crafting station only costs you 10 coins, and it's available as soon as you save the Goblin Tinkerer. Its primary use is to combine out accessories you gather throughout the world, but some of the accessories you can create, like the lightning boots, the lava waders, celestial cuffs, and many more out there, are items that are very helpful in your endeavors. It's really amazing how the Goblin Tinkerer is very important to your adventure, because he gives you so many really good things between reforging and, of course, the Tinkerer's Workshop. Maybe he really is the best NPC in the game. Anyway, that's going to do it for our video. Those are just 10 points that you shouldn't do in Terraria. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be the police, but these things will make things go a lot better. And yeah, they are kind of basic. For some of you out there, this may be very helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to rate it accordingly. I would love to hear what you think down below in the comments section. If you have any more ideas or any helpful tips, or just feedback on the video overall. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. We'll have a brand new one tomorrow, and I'll see you again next time. The video's over, but there's more where that came from. Be sure to subscribe for more Terraria Let's Plays, Top 5s, and other videos as well as we cover different titles. You can click on one of the videos here for more. Be sure to rate this video accordingly, as it helps the channel out greatly. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time.